about to play a game.
It is called My Cell Phone is on 10% Battery.
And let's see if I can film this video before
my phone dies.
We are on a time crunch, obviously, because I'm trying to film this before my phone dies on me. I'm just so hyper and energetic and really happy, and I really want to film this video and potentially get it uploaded today. I just went for a great run with my puppy. If you haven't seen my puppy reveal video, you definitely need to check that out, and I will leave it linked down below. I am showing my journey of me flying down to Texas from Minnesota in order to rescue a dog. And she's become the absolute love of my life, so definitely check out that video if you haven't already. This is going to be my Jesse's Deck of TBR, and this is essentially a card game that I created that I play. I try to play it every month on this channel, and it's a way for me to creatively pick out my books. I am in the process, I'm working with an artist who is a part of the BookTube community, and we are in the process of creating these cards and producing them for sale so that you can play Jesse's Deck of TBR. So basically how this is going to work, I have 2 dice here. I'm going to be rolling the dice, and whatever number the die comes up with is the number of cards that I will draw from this deck. Now, this deck has challenge cards. It might make me do something embarrassing, and I'm going to be honoring these cards this month. I'm going to be following them to the letter. However, because it's COVID and some of the challenges on here involve me being around people and going to like a new place and stuff, I'm going to be ignoring those cards. So the other thing that I want to mention is that I'm going to try my best to read a lot of thriller and horror books this month because that's what I'm in the mood for. And also I want to be able to put out a lot of creepy themed reviews in October. So I'm trying to read books for that. And I have a very important question of the day. So make sure you stay till the end of the video where I will ask this important question because I really want y'all's feedback on the thing that I'm gonna ask at the end of the video.
I need to breathe.
Okay, so you can't see. Let me see if I can gently move the die and show you. So what I have drawn here is an 8. 2 4s, which means that I have to pull 8 cards from my Jesse's Deck of TBR, which I'm not concerned about because
look,
I read 0 books last month. I'm pretty sure I finished 0 books in the month of July. For obvious reasons. You want to know why I didn't finish any books, you should definitely watch the puppy reveal video that I have. So I'm basically just like loosely shuffling, and then I'm going to pick out 8 cards from this deck. I have a stack of books behind me that I really want to try to get to this month, so hopefully the powers that be, aka my deck of TBR cards, will allow that to happen. So let's go with the first card. This is called the Religion card. Read a book with a Jewish protagonist. Now, I don't think that any of these books in the stack have a Jewish protagonist. No, they don't. However, what I can do is read The Relentless Moon. This actually works out really freaking well. I'm just gonna set the cards up here. Okay, so this works out extremely well because this is the final book in the Lady Astronaut series, and this book released last month in July. So this is the conclusion of this incredible trilogy that is so deeply underrated on BookTube. In my next Books That BookTube is Sleeping On video, I'll leave the first one of those linked down below so that you can check that out. But in my next one, I'm going to be reviewing this series. So this works out really well. This is essentially a book that is set in the 1960s, and it is following the space race. We are following a protagonist who is a brilliant mathematician, an astronaut, and pilot. She is a white Jewish woman, and she has been battling to get out into space. Earth has become uninhabitable, so there's definitely a space race in order to get off of the planet. But she's learning that the barriers that she has to face in the STEM field are nothing compared to the barriers that Black people in STEM fields are facing and that Black people are experiencing in America. And so this is a really great layered science science fiction book because it's a space opera. You have great protagonists. Our protagonist is Jewish. She's also dealing with her privilege even as a Jewish person living in the 1960s. Pretty much everybody in the cast except for our protagonist, whose name is Elma, and her husband are people of color. Like, all the major roles in this book are given to people of color. There's so many things about this series that I absolutely love. So if you're looking for a science fiction historical sci-fi book that is grounded in the real world and is incredibly well written, this is totally the series. So I'm excited to see how this is going to shape up, especially because there's amazing anxiety rep. This is one of the best books for anxiety rep that I've ever read. Please comment down below and let me know if you want me to do a recommendations video on anxiety and depression and like PTSD centric books. Okay, so we got 7 more cards to draw, and I just like messed my deck all up, so I'm just gonna reshuffle.
I'm so bad at shuffling, oh my gosh.
Okay, there we go. So let's pick our next card. We are gonna go with, ooh, this is a challenge card. I'm not gonna do this one because it's just gonna require too much. It's just gonna require too much. I can't do that this month. And if you looked at the card, you'll know why it's not gonna work. It's
just not gonna happen. We just gonna put that away.
I'm not even gonna front. I'm not doing it. All right, next card. Ooh, this is the Janelle Monae card. Read an Afrofuturism book written before 1980. I'm going to skip this card as well because I've already pulled this, and I want you guys who've been watching and following these videos to see cards you haven't seen before. And
now it's on the floor.
Yes, this is perfect. I already know what card this is, and I have the perfect freaking book for it. This is called Sex Work is Work. Read a book where the main character is a sex worker. Freaking yes, I already know what I'm gonna pick. I'm so excited. Thank you to the book gods who made this possible. Oh, of course.
Of course, it's all the way at the bottom of the stack.
Okay. I'm going to be reading Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendez. I talked about this book in my latest haul video. I will also leave that link down below because that's like my most watched out of all my recent videos. Y'all are
really enjoying that haul.
It's a historical fiction novel that is set, I believe, in the 1950s, and we are following a Black and a gay or queer protagonist who is trying to survive in a Jehovah's Witness environment, and I am almost positive that our main character is a sex worker. So I'm really freaking excited about this, to have a queer book that is written by a man about queer men and is exploring issues that affect queer men of color. I'm super freaking excited about this, and if you want a better synopsis of this book, definitely check out that video. I am trying to move this along because I don't want my camera to
die.
All right, so the next card in the deck is going to be this card that's upside down. Excellent. This is called the Allende card. Read a book written by a Latinx/Hispanic author. Okay, so I already have this prompt covered because Rainbow Milk is by a Latinx author. I'm gonna pick an additional book though, and that way if I fail to read this book, as long as I read this one, I'll still satisfy that card requirement. I actually have the
perfect book
for this prompt. Why is this so complicated? The perfect book for this prompt is You Brought Me the Ocean, which I also hauled in that video, my haul video. And this is a queer, it's a male-male romance that is written by a queer man, as well as the person who worked on Blue is the Warmest Color. So it's just all the queer vibes, and this is a graphic novel, and it is about 2 men of color, one who is Latinx and the other who is Asian, falling in love. And I'm just really excited about this like queer romance but coming of age story. I'm just super freaking pumped for it. All right, now for the next card.
We're doing so
good. Okay. This book is called The Old Yeller card. Read a book that has yellow on the cover, and this prompt was kindly given to me by I Am Rainbow over on Twitter. Read a book that has yellow on the cover. Okay, let's see. This one has yellow. Okay, so that's an option. And then this one's an option. You have yellow, right? Oh, okay. I really want to read this book. This is a book about women who are like over the age of 50, and I'm just really excited to have representation for elder protagonists. And then there is Luster, which I talked about in my haul video, as well as This Is What It Feels Like. It's got yellow on the back and on the front cover. Both of these I talked about in my haul video, and I'm dying to read both. So this is a really hard-hitting new adult contemporary, new adult, young adult. And this is a new adult contemporary about a girl who's in like a BDSM relationship and trying to come of age and make it as an artist in New York City. And this is basically about kids whose life is like super fucked up. Oh, which
What am I in the mood for?
I've heard such good things about this, but I've heard really good things about this too. I think I'm gonna go with This Is What It Feels Like. Oh my God, I'm actually really excited about all of these books so far. I need to just take out the cards that I've already talked about on this channel. I'm so sorry, but at least y'all who are new to the series are getting to like see the potential cards that are in this deck. Pulled that card too in the past, that one too, oh my gosh. Ooh, okay. So I have pulled the Orgy card, and this prompt was given to me by Sophie at Sophisticated Books. Select a book that a book club is reading this month. And I am going to cheat
Really, really bad on this.
I'm going to be working on my reread of The Death of Vivek Oji by my favorite author, Akwaeke Emezi. And the reason that I'm cheating on this is because we are reading this for my non-binary book club that I run this month. I'll leave details about the reading schedule down below so that you can join, and you can join in on the weekly discussions that we're doing for this book. But basically, this is a book about a Nigerian and Indian individual who lives in Nigeria and is navigating being transgender. They kind of live with these dissociative episodes and these fugue brain fog states, and the representation for that was really incredible. And basically the book starts with the death of our protagonist, and throughout the book we are slowly creeping towards finding out what actually happened to him. I'm really, really excited about this. It's got great queer, non-binary rep. It's a fantastic book, and I'm so excited to be rereading it this month with the book club. Okay, so the next card that we are going to pull from the stack. All right, next card. This is called the Peas in a Pod card. Buddy read a book with 2 or more people. I have pulled this card in the past as well, but I'm actually really excited about this because it's been hard for me to get books completed, obviously. Because of that, I am excited to do a buddy read because it's going to force me to actually finish a book. The book that I'm going to be picking for this prompt is Catherine House. This is a new thriller by a Black author. It is her debut. I've heard pretty much not great things about this. I've heard it's on average like a 3-star read, but I'm really excited to see where I fall. All I know about this is that it is a literary suspense novel that centers secret societies and is set at a school. And I love academic horror. I love university-centric books, and I'm really freaking excited. So if you are interested in buddy reading this book with me, comment down below and we can start like a DM little group chat over on Instagram or on Twitter. All right, next card. This involves me going out into public and interacting with people, so we're gonna skip that one. Okay, my camera did end up dying, unfortunately, but while it died, I pulled 2 cards from the deck that I don't believe I have pulled before on this channel. The first one is called the What the Fluck card. Read a book that is supposed to be strange or weird. For this, I'm going to be starting a new series, and that is the Shades of Hell series, otherwise known as And Then There Were Crows. This is a book about an unlikely trio of misfits growing up living in New York City who are battling their own personal demons, and they have to go from battling their personal demons to battling literal actual demons. And I'm really excited about that because it's set in New York City. It is urban fantasy or urban horror, or urban fantastical horror rather. I love the crow imagery because crows are my favorite freaking birds, and it's supposed to be really darkly funny. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to really love this because comedy is usually a miss in books, but I do like comedic horror, so we'll see how I feel about this. A big part of the story is that our main character goes from living alone to sharing an apartment with a demon, so that's definitely supposed to be strange and weird, so I think this would be a good pick, and it's gonna be a pretty quick read. Now the final card is called the Fuck This card. Read a book from your TBR that you're unsure about, aka a book you are interested in reading, but you're not certain that you will actually like. I'm going to pick I Am Not Dying with you tonight. Now I'm actually going to be moderating a panel discussion on this book for August, so I'm really excited about that. But I've had this book for a year and I've been kind of sitting on it because I'm not sure if I'm going to actually enjoy it. This is a kind of YA contemporary / YA thriller. We are following two girls, one of whom is black, the other is white, and they are attending a football game. And I think that there's some sort of hate crime at the football game. They aren't friends, they don't like each other, but they have to band together in order to survive the night. So I'm really intrigued. I'm nervous about how that's going to be handled. It is written by two authors, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm excited for the duality of this book. We will have to see how it goes. In addition to those 8 books, I am going to try and put out another Black Girl Magic vlog. I'm already working on it. And for that vlog, I am trying to read The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, as well as Cinderella is Dead by Colin Brown. I have already started this one and I've annotated it to high hell. I'm really enjoying it and I have not started this one at all. I'm not going to talk about what these 2 books are about. I mean, this is a Cinderella retelling and this is a urban fantasy from amazing, incredible author N.K. Jemisin, who's one of my favorites. Yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled for that Black Girl Magic vlog. I'm so excited. For the Sex Work is Work card, I am going to be reading Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendez. For the Read a Book with a Jewish Protagonist card, I'm going to be reading the conclusion of the Lady Astronaut series, The Relentless Moon. For the Latinx card, I am going to be reading You Brought Me the Ocean, a comic written by Alex Sanchez and illustrated by Julie Marrow. For the Old Yeller card, I am going to be reading This Is What It Feels Like by Rebecca Marrow? What's her name? Rebecca Barrow. For the Orgy card, reading a book that a book club is reading this month, I am going to be reading The Death of Vivek Oji, which is for the NB book club that I run. For the Peas in a Pod card, buddy read a book with 2 or more people, I am going to be buddy reading Catherine House. This is a debut novel by Elizabeth Thomas, and if you are interested in being a part of that buddy read, comment down below. For the What the Fluck card, read a book that is supposed to be strange or weird, I am going to be reading And Then There Were Crows. Finally, for the Fuck This card, read a book that you're unsure about, I'm going to be reading I'm Not Dying with you tonight. This is written by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Segal. I'm really not sure if I'm going to like this book or not. So in addition to those books, I am also going to try and read Cinderella is Dead and The City We Became, N.K. Jemisin's latest, for my newest Black Girl Magic vlog. So yeah, that is 10 books on my TBR for this month. I believe that I can do it if I push myself. And the question that I wanted to ask you, I'm working on 2 videos that are supposed to go live in the month of October. I'm trying to decide between 2 video concepts. I will only have time to read books for this concept in order to publish it by October for Halloween. So you have to tell me down below which concept you want me to do first.
I'm gonna do both of them.
But let me know which you want me to take care of first. So one of the concepts is recommending books that are centering haunted houses. I've kind of already done this in my Thriller Thursday series, but there are more haunted house books that I want to recommend for October. So let me know if you're interested in that. Or I can do a book on boarding schools.
A book on boarding schools? I cannot string a sentence together to save my funking life today.
So do you want me to release a book recommendations video on boarding schools or haunted houses in the month of October? Again, I'm gonna do both of them, but let me know which I should do first. Also, if you're curious about these moon earrings that I'm wearing here, I got these from Bo Grimes Baby. They are an incredible Latina run business that is centered around kind of 90s vibes and horror stuff. And I just absolutely love these celestial earrings so deeply. So if you made it this far in the video, show me by commenting down below whether you want a boarding school recommendations video in October or a haunted house recommendations video in October. Thank you so much for watching another Bow Ties and Books production. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love it if you became a part of my bookish family. All of my social media links are in the description box below. Stay safe, wear your mask, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.